Hey YouTube, it's me, KeeKeeAllNatural. I have not posted here on YouTube in some time. I actually tried to post a video here the other day. It had absolutely nothing to do with the topic of hairstyle and beauty, my normal suspects. But I wanted to post a video to kind of encourage people who are going through a lot of things. I mean, this world is getting crazier and crazier, and sometimes the weight of the world is a little too much for our mental capacity. So I tried to post a video of encouragement, and I couldn't because I was way over the 10-minute time bracket, which went over into 18 minutes. I mean, I was yakking and pouring, but it was a good yakking and it was a good pouring out my spirit to just, uplift someone else. So I wanted to take the time for that. But I'm going to find an editing program to kind of narrow it down because it was a really good video. It actually encouraged me after I watched it. So God can use anybody, anywhere to kind of just uplift someone. There's nothing wrong with doing that from time to time. Also, I'm definitely going to be posting a video this Sunday. I'm going to a natural hair event, natural hair expo. It's called Nappy-Okie. So it was an expo about natural hair and all those kinds of things to cater to that. And then it's going to be a mixture of some karaoke in there. And I'm kind of excited about the karaoke because I have never been to a karaoke event. I have never participated in karaoke. So this is fun. I can't wait to do it. So that's this Saturday, and I'll be posting pictures and a video about that this Sunday. So stay tuned for that. Also, my main purpose for posting this video is to pretty much talk about, I have bought like maybe 5 books. 5 books that I kind of want to focus on. I'm going to start a new series where I'm reading at least 1 book a month and, kind of elaborate about the book. The books are pretty much going to cater to enhancing the self, inward self. It has absolutely nothing to do with the outer appearance, although, I talk about hair, makeup, and shoes and different things like that. If your inner beauty is diminished by your outer beauty, you're pretty much less to nothing. As a woman, our inner beauty is far more important than how we look. Those are things we focus on as teenagers. I'm pretty, I hang out with the pretty girls, but when you are a woman, you don't just represent yourself, you represent God and you represent your family. And it also shows where you come from. So everyone has room to grow. I know definitely Kiana has a lot of room to grow. I mean, I'm not perfect by no means, but I do invest time, and as of lately investing time into and improving who I am and what I love and what I like, and try to focus on those things because there's so many things going on out here that my good will definitely outweigh my bad from this day forward. But anyway, this book here, 30 days, if you can see it, 30 days to Tame Your Tongue. This will probably be my first book that I touch on. I'm going to read a book, read this book. Or actually, this book's small enough that I probably can read it within about a few days or whatever. But I'm going to just post on it once a month. I'm going to talk about, the highlights, the lowlights of this particular book. And, see if it can encourage not just me, but someone else. Also, this book, Joyce Meyer's, Me and My Big Mouth. Your answer is under your nose. So I'm going to talk about this one next after I read it. Becoming a Vessel God Can Use. Another book that I'm interested in. Just Enough Light for the Step I'm On. Trusting God in the tough times. You all, that is important. It is so easy to look at the test and trial more so than what God, who God is. And it's important to trust God in those times. I'm learning it. It is daily. It is definitely not something that I could just speak about with a lot of confidence, but I'm going to see what this book talks about in reference to trusting God when times are hard. And my last book, So this is going to be over a course of 5 months. Maybe not. If I could finish a book in 2 weeks, then maybe I'll change it from 1 month into a 2-week, every 2-week bracket. You know, maybe I'll do that because a month is kind of long. I'm looking at these books. I'm like, 5 months? But anyway, this book is teaching young children with autism spectrum disorder. And I definitely want you to see who the author is of this one for those who have kids with autism. When I found out my son had autism, we knew off the back that he had something because, you know, at birth, you know, things went wrong. But when we discovered, or when the doctors discovered that he was on the spectrum of autism, my husband and I had absolutely no clue as to what autism was, what, you know, did it consist of. You know, we had absolutely no clue. And when we began to do research on the disorder, the spectrum was so huge that we could not possibly obtain all that information, you know, into trying to help our child. But the blessing part is we kind of narrowed it down to, you know, to our son. Where is he on the spectrum and how to help him where he is. And by us doing that, Adrian is definitely making progress. He has accomplished all of his goals. I mean, all of them. The only one that we're still working with him on daily is communication, because autism is pretty much a communication disorder. You know, they're not typical at all, but they are just as a blessing as a normal, typical child. And I actually might do that book first because there's not a lot of support out there for parents who have children with autism or Asperger's, any kind of disorder. I mean, the insurance companies don't want to cover things for those particular children. I mean, it is hectic, and for a typical family to try to take care of their child, or, you know, a child who is disabled, it is hard. But I thank God that He has blessed us to be able to help our child where he is. So I might start on that book first, you know, because everybody needs a little encouraging in a reference to how to be better parents or whatever. So I'm definitely going to get back to you all. I'm going to change it from a month of reading one book, because I know I can read more than one book, but I'll be reading a book every 2 weeks. Also, I'm starting hair school in the next few weeks, so I'm excited about that. I can't wait to share with you all what my first day of school is like. Now, I'm not going to make a whole bunch of videos about school, because, you know, that's private, and I don't want to, you know, put anything out there that may jeopardize the school. But I will definitely talk about my first day of school, because I'm so excited to do something that I've been wanting to do for some time now. So, and I definitely want to enhance what I already know. Education is very important, not just for the children, but for us as adults. So, you guys, I will talk to you all on this Sunday. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Try your best to stay in the light of God. Read a scripture. Do whatever it takes to be in His light. I love you all. God bless. Peace.